My name is Suzanne Morrissette. I'm an artist, curator, writer from Winnipeg, Métis on my dad's side, and my mom's side are settler families from Europe. And I find myself here in Toronto where I teach at OCAD University. The things that motivate me in my practice are varied. I work across a number of different platforms and media. Yeah, the piece that's in the show at Onsite uses technology to involve audience members and their bodies in the creation, the co-creation of that artwork. And so in this piece, as you walk into the space, the video and audio is animated by your movement. And it also stops when you stop. And so that relationship is one-to-one as you're acting within the space. And I wanted to use technology to highlight that relationship because I had been working across a larger body of work where my influence as an artist or the influence of other human actors in natural landscapes was sort of disappearing, and I thought that this was a way to involve people more directly and make that connection really clear. The artwork that's on display at Onsite was developed in 2006 for an exhibition that was at Trinity Square Video. Curated by Lisa Myers called Unknowable, We Hear Them, and it was an exhibition about different kinds of resonances and relationships to sound between the artworks of 4 Indigenous female artists. And it was a really incredible opportunity to start to explore these things. We were all using technology in very different ways, whether that's video, performance, using found objects and sound, radio waves, and in my case, this kind of interactive platform. So that piece was developed back then and was just brought into the show this year. So when I was developing this piece, some of the earlier iterations of this work came from my desire to try to expose histories and knowledge that have been overwritten by colonial histories, by Western frameworks of knowing in the land. And so I had been recording, for instance, the sound that hydrophones make when they're dragged along the bottom of a body of water, where the sound that they make, I guess I thought of it as a kind of portrait of that landform. And so I feel like that gesture of trying to expose something of the land that's maybe not visible, but that can be understood in an auditory way or related to other ways of knowing became really important to me. And so that's kind of the precursor to the work that I have in the show here today. And it's a similar kind of exploration of other ways of knowing and understanding our relationship and interrelationship with the places that we live and occupy. The artwork was developed in 2006 and was a part of a suite of scenes, as I refer to them. And so the one that's in the show is one of, I think, 5 scenes that were developed initially. And in each of those scenes, interactivity, audience members' participation, movement within the space precipitated different things within the scenes. And so in one, there was, I think, a twig broke when you walked into the space. And in another, it just turned on this scene where kind of like an iceberg was floating by in the water, as you mentioned. And so, yeah, there were some of those I think were more logical kinds of user experiences that we wanted to show. I wanted to show in exhibitions like this, and others were more prototypes to understanding what interactivity would be most successful.